Hello everyone, welcome to the 225 Q&A practice. We're going to start off with plaintiff questioning, and this will be at 225. Ready? When you fell on October 15, did you fall on the carpeted surface or on the tile floor of the Florida building on the tile floor? Did you have any physical complaints at the time of your fall? A slight headache? Anything else? No, not that I remember. How did you leave the place where the accident occurred? I called my office and someone picked me up. Where did you go following this? To the office. At some time following the accident, did you begin to have other physical complaints? Yes, on the following day. What type of complaints did you have at that time? Some back pain. Where was the back pain located? In my lower back. Would you describe that as a sharp pain or a dull pain? It was initially a sharp pain. When is the first time that you sought any medical treatment? I think the following day. Whom did you first see? Dr. James Daly in Miami. Had you previously seen Dr. Daly? Yes. When Dr. Daly examined you that day, did he give you a diagnosis or explain to you what was causing your pain? He did not. Did he give you any treatment at that time? He sent me for x-rays. After you had x-rays, did you see him again? Yes, I did. At that time, did he give you any diagnosis or explain to you what was causing your pain? He said he was unable to explain the pain and that the x-rays showed no visible damage. Did you subsequently treat with the other doctors? Yes. Who else did you see? Dr. Martin Long in Tampa. Who referred you to Dr. Long? I had seen Dr. Long before. Was Dr. Long able to explain to you what was causing your pain? No, not at the time. Did you continue to have this low back pain and headaches when you saw Dr. Long? Yes, I did. How long did the headaches last? 3 weeks, a month. It was one continuous headache. It never left me. So it was constantly there for about 3 weeks to a month? Yes. Have you been bothered by any headaches since that went away? Not since it finally went away, no. Have you treated with any other doctors besides Dr. Daly and Dr. Long since the day of the accident? Dr. Richard Baker. Had you treated with Dr. Baker before? No. Who referred you to him? Carlos Ross. Okay, and is she a friend of yours? I'm sorry. Did you say Carlos? No, I said Carol. Carol Ross. Oh, I'm sorry. Is she a friend of yours? Yes, she is. Do you remember approximately when you first started treating with Dr. Baker? When I couldn't get rid of the back pain. Well, was that within, let's say, 6 months from when the accident occurred or a year? I believe so. No, which one? 6 months to a year, somewhere in there. Somewhere in that time frame, 6 months to a year from the day of the accident you saw Dr. Baker? Yes. How frequently were you treating with Dr. Baker when you first went to him? Initially, a couple times a week. So for what period of time did you treat with him? For a couple times a week. I guess that went on for about a month. Did you notice any improvement? Yes. After approximately a month, did your treatments lessen at that time? Yes. How often did you go after that? It's kind of a spasmodic thing now. My back still bothers me, and I go to him when it gets worse. When was the last time you saw Dr. Baker? Probably 2 months ago. Why did you see him at that time? My back was bothering me a little more than usual. Did he treat you at that time? Yes, he did. What type of treatment did he give you? Specifically, I can't tell you. I do remember heat manipulation, stretching exercises, and massage. How much is your total bill with Dr. Baker at this time? I would estimate approximately $2,800. Okay, we'll switch transcripts. All right. This is going to be defense questioning. Whoops. Now, calling your attention to the date of October 18, you were driving a car that was involved in an accident, automobile accident, isn't that correct? Yes, sir. At approximately what time of day or night did this accident happen? I think it was about 7 p.m. or thereabouts. All right, was it dark? I think it was, sir. Were your headlights on? I think they were. I don't recall. Were the headlights on the other car that struck you? That I wouldn't know, sir. All right, now, was the weather clear and dry? Yes. The streets were dry, weren't they? Yes, they were. Now, at the time of the accident, where were you going? I was going down Valley. That's toward Beach Boulevard, but I don't know where. I don't know if it is south, east, west, or north. Okay, I mean, what was going to be your destination? Where were you going? I was going home. I lived on Fifth Avenue. You were going home? Yes, I was. And where were you coming from? Where was I coming from? Yes, did you come from a movie, a store, or what? I was coming from a friend's house. And what friend's house is this? What is his name or her name? Jim Carter, Carter. Was he in the car with you at the time of the accident? Yes, he was, sir. And for what reason had you been to his house? I was just visiting over at his house. And why was he coming back with you? I was going to drive him to work. On the night of the accident? Yes, sir. And where was he working at that time? I believe he was working in Long Beach. And you were going to drop your family off at home before you went to take him down to work in Long Beach? That's right. Had you had anything of an alcoholic nature to drink at his house? I don't drink, sir. Well, had you had anything to drink that day of an alcoholic nature? No, sir. Do you remember what day of the week this accident occurred on? It was on a Sunday, sir. And what time had you gotten over to his house approximately? Oh, I don't know. It was in the afternoon sometime. And was your wife with you? No, sir. Where was your wife at the time of the accident? She was working at the time. Where was she working? Huntington Hospital in Pasadena. What time was she getting off work? She was getting off early that night. That is why I was to go home. Were you going to go to pick her up? No, she was supposed to go home by herself. Did she have her own car? No, but she had a ride. Do you know what time she was supposed to get home approximately? No, but I was going to go home first anyway. I was supposed to meet her. All right, well, at some time in the afternoon, you had gotten over to this Mr. Carter's house, is that right? That's right, sir. Do you have all 4 children with you at this time? Yes, sir. And did he have any children? He has 2. And you had just visited with him that afternoon, is that right? Yes, sir, that's right. Okay, switching transcripts. This is defense questioning. Okay, so you worked for 1 more week after the door incident, and then you stopped working? Yes. Did you talk to anybody about stopping work? Yes, when I stopped working, I had to send in papers and all kinds of stuff. I had to email a couple different people. What kind of papers? Medical papers, stuff that the city sent to me. So who did you first talk to when you knew you were going to stop working? Katie. What did you tell her? I told her that I wouldn't be in work for a while. She called my... Okay, let me stop you there. What reason did you give her why you told her you would not be into work? I let her know that I was in a depression. I'm on medication and my psychiatrist said that I need some time off because of my depression. Okay, and then did you tell her about any of the Nick incidents? Yes, I told her when I told EOP at the beginning. Okay, when you first talked to Katie about the fact that you wouldn't be returning to work, what date approximately was that? Was it before you left work? No, I had left work already. She was wondering whether I was going to return to work. So did you just not show up to work one day? Yes. Did you talk to anybody about that? I just didn't show up. Okay. I called and said I wasn't coming in. Who did you talk to? It was the answering machine. No one was in the office. Did you say how long you would be out? I didn't know yet because my doctor didn't tell me how long he was going to have me off yet. So you just called and left a message on the answering machine. Did anybody call you back? Yes, they called me back several times. Who called you back? Renee. Okay, did Renee ask why you were off? I didn't talk to Renee directly. I talked to Katie directly. So when she called you back, did she leave a message? Yes, Katie called me. So Renee didn't call you? Renee called me in the beginning, and then when I left a message, Katie called me then. So the first person you talked to was Katie? Yes. And then about what time frame was that? Was it in September, August? Probably September. That's when you told her that the psychiatrist told you that you needed time off for depression. Did you tell her anything about Nick Carter? She knew that. I told her that in September, the beginning of September. I told her, Beth and EOP. She knew about it. She was wondering when I was coming back to work. So you first reported to everybody when you talked to EOP? Yes. And then EOP asked if it was okay if Beth and Katie talked to you? I said yes. And then did EOP say anything about how to take time off of work? The EOP lady gave me her card and then told me that you should get some kind of counseling, and she was very nice. Did anybody tell you about any long-term disability? No. So did you just on your own apply to the state? I applied to the city first and they denied it. Okay, how did you apply to the city? I put in the papers and applied. What kind of papers? Disability papers. So long-term disability? Yes. LTD? Yes. With Brenda Young, or do you know? Terrence Smith, and the other one was Brenda. All right, okay. And let's go back to when you were working at the Bay. You said that Nick used to fondle his private parts. When did he first start doing this? He started that in 2005, him grabbing himself. He always fondled himself. Where were you when he was doing that? Was it at the sign-in? In his office. He sits way back. He comes in the Bay office and sits in the chair and fondles himself. He fondles himself when I'm walking up the stairs. I turn around, look, he's grabbing himself. He's always grabbing himself. Like scratching? No, I know the difference between scratching and fondling. So how long would he fondle himself for a time? He fondled himself. I really never just wanted to see how long. I would walk away from it. I walk away, whatever. It's disgusting. I saw him do it several times. Like, I don't see it, but he just fondles himself. He does it all the time. Does he have 2 offices or 1 office? He has 1, but he comes in our office. We have an office. Custodian has an office. So did he have his own office and there was another office at the Bay, or was this just for the custodians? Yes. And any other places other than his office or the office in the Bay? He might stand in the patio, see me, come by and grab himself and fondle himself. Any other places? Just the office, his office, and the patio area. I saw him grab himself a couple of times. So approximately how many times did he fondle himself in his office? Just about. It's too many times. I don't know. Over 10? Over from 2005, it's a lot of the times. Was it like every day that you signed in? It was every day, basically almost every day. I think it was about once a week he would fondle himself in front of me. So once a week in his office? Yes. So once a week including his office or the custodian's office? Or would he also fondle himself over there too if he comes over there? So how often would he fondle himself? It would be the same once a week. If I'm just in there, it's every time I walk in there. So once a week, twice a week? I can't recall how many times it has been. Okay. That concludes our 225 Q&A practice. Have a great day.